And you are brilliant. And I know it's your
Thank
family
you.
and all that. All right, you ready? I'm guessing again because
Are you gonna quiz me?
No, I'm gonna do your name. I'm gonna do your name. I think it's hard C's, or is it soft C's?
It's like a CH.
It's Bucciarelli.
Yes. See, you nailed it.
I did.
You
I
nailed
was
it.
gonna say Bucciarelli, but I'm glad I said Bucciarelli. So, you got your family. Incredible, authentic, amazing Italian foods. And you've come up with an amazing kind of a cheese platter for us.
Yes.
And the best cheese is available.
Yes, absolutely.
Tell us about it.
I'm a cheese lover.
Me too.
It's kind of part of my everyday diet.
Love
I
cheese.
love cheese. I'm married into an Italian family, so I was kind of graced with learning about food over the last 20 years. Relli's brings us more than 50 years of Italian traditions and true, authentic Italian flavors. And this cheese collection that we have curated for you really is reminiscent of flavors that we've personally experienced when we've traveled through Italy. My mother and father-in-law are from Italy, and so we really wanted to put together the best of the best. So I'm gonna take you on a little, what I would call like a cheese tour.
Okay.
I think cheese boards are really fun to make, and just to call it out, what you are seeing, in your first shipment, we're giving you this 8-inch bamboo board.
The cutting board, yep.
And then you can keep getting the cheeses home, which I'm telling you, the first time that you try these cheeses, you're absolutely gonna love them. So we're gonna start out in Northern Italy. We're gonna take you to Northern Italy right over here with Sergio's AlpineStyle cheese. This actually is really a family project. My husband and I worked on this together. Sergio is my husband. And we traveled through Northern Italy 2 years ago. And I really just wanted to like capture the Alpine herbs and bring them home with me. And that's exactly what we did in this Alpine style cheese. So I want you to taste this. That's that one there. Comes square. It's incredibly smooth. It's creamy. Right? It's a little nutty, a little buttery. It's got hints of roasted hazelnut, and then, of course, the Alpine herbs.
I don't think I've ever tasted a cheese like this.
Because
it reminds me a little bit.
Favorite.
It's got a little bit, it's Alpine, so it has a little bit of the nuttiness of Swiss, but it almost has the consistency of a cheddar.
Right.
But yeah, there's something else here.
So there's a tremendous amount of history and cheese-making craftsmanship that come from the Dolomite Mountains in Northern Italy. And that's where this Alpine-style cheese comes from.
Yeah.
It is absolutely delicious. It also has incredible melting capabilities. So if you love to cook at home, maybe you love to make a homemade mac and cheese, or if you want to elevate a grilled cheese, this is a kid's favorite, it's an adult favorite, and of course it makes a perfect cheese for a cheese board or a charcuterie board.
That is a cheese every person who bit it would love.
I love it.
That is so good.
It pairs really nicely with your favorite red. I love a light Nebbiolo with this, or a really crisp Pinot Grigio. So if you'd like to pair it with a wine, that is absolutely exceptional.
And any fresh fruit.
Any fresh fruit. You could do some nuts, some dried fig.
Pears.
Exactly. So now we're going to take you to another Italian tradition. You cannot have a cheese board without an Italian wood fire smoked cheese. Now, I love a smoky Gouda, but I don't like it to be over smoked. So we've looked to our really good friends at the Cheese Brothers out of Wisconsin. They are famously known for their smoking capabilities with their cheeses. I think you're going to really love this because it's the perfect balance between smoky and sweetness.
Very lightly smoked.
It's incredibly light. And what it does to your artisanal cheese board, we like to put this one in the center because it really brings the warmth of the cheese board together.
You know what's crazy? I've never been a big fan of smoked cheddar or smoked Gouda. This is ridiculous.
Totally will knock your socks off.
It's very lightly smoked. It's not, because otherwise it tastes like you're eating charcoal.
It's not overpowering at all.
Wonderful.
Exactly, and it pairs nicely with that Alpine-style cheese from Sergio's as well. So I love those two together. By the way, those two cheeses are 6 ounces, and as you can see in this cheese board that we did, there's a lot of cheese here. If you just want to serve this once, I would recommend using like 30% of the cheese. You can get 3 cheese boards out of what we're giving you.
Easily.
Then we finish the collection with what I call La Dolce Vita in every bite. This is a fig and honey goat cheese.
I'm really excited about this.
And you know, if you have ever dove into a goat cheese and you're like, oh, it's just a little too tangy for me,
right.
I want you to try this one because it is the perfect marriage between that tangy goat cheese and then those sun-kissed, just really fresh figs that you know when you go to Italy, you just like want to bring all of them home with you, but you can't. And it's like nature's sweetest honey kind of drizzled all over it. We wanted to give you a spread, so this spreads perfectly like on a baguette, a cracker, a crisp, however you'd like to serve it. You could even put a little honey, a little extra honey kind of drizzle over top of it.
Little balsamic syrup.
A little balsamic syrup.
Yeah, that would be good too.
You could crumble it with like strawberries.
You did such a good job pairing these up because they're individual completely.
Yes, completely individual.
I mean, the first two cheeses have a little bit of a similar texture, but completely different flavor profile.
Yes.
And this Chev, goat cheese, whatever you want to call it, well, I've never tasted one that good.
Yes.
I love the fig, the built-in sweet.
Yes.
It's so good.
It's so good, and I love that it spreads, and it really gives you everything on this cheese assortment. You're getting the Alpine cheese, you're getting the smoked Gouda, the fig and honey, and really, we want you to make this your own cheese board when you get it home. Add whatever you would like. If you want to add your own grapes or your own berries, or elevate it with some pistachios to give a little bit of sweet, or to give a little bit of salty with the sweetness of the cheese too. And then of course pick whatever wine that you would like to go with it, or whatever beverage of choice.
Now here's what you're gonna get. And remember, to Tiffany's point, you got about 3 boards of cheese here.
Yes.
So you figure about 3 nights. And yes, they're not cheap because they're really, really, really good cheese. And cheese is like caviar.
Right. You were talking about it earlier with Gouda, right?
Yeah.
Like super high level ingredients.
Hey, look, you get a brick of Parmigiano Reggiano.
Yes.
It's gonna cost you $15.
I know, sometimes I pass out when I go to the grocery
Yeah, I know.
store.
But you buy the same brick of a cheaper one for $5.
Right.
But this one is so much better, and you don't need to use as much because it has more flavor.
Exactly.
And that's what this is.
And you're the first in the world to try the Sergio's Alpine cheese. So this was a true family project. When we traveled from northern Italy, we wanted to really bring back those cheese making, time-honored traditions and really capture the essence of the Dolomite Mountains and the Alpine herbs, and you're gonna really love it with that. I encourage you, if you love making mac and cheese, do really thin slices of this. This cheese melts so incredibly well. My kids go nuts for this cheese.
You could do this like even when you do like a raclette, where you melt it on the bread.
Absolutely.
It would be, and then you could just add fresh fruit. You could do, honestly, you could do strawberries, you could do pears, you could do peaches. You could do anything with that cheese.
Right.
Apricots.
Exactly.
Apricots.
You could do small little dices of cheese too. Like if you really want to extend, maybe do a couple boards. Maybe you're picking up a couple boards, because we do that at our house. We have a huge, dining room table. We put, 3 of them out, so everybody on the table gets like their own little board appetizer to kind of pick and choose from. So maybe you have a family event that's coming up. Maybe you're trying to figure out what you're going to do for Easter.
Right.
This is a great opportunity to be able to, kind of serve everybody, and everybody gets to taste all the flavors of Italy that we've put together for you. One of the things I love about my family and Relli's is that it's over 50 years of Italian traditions, but what we've done is we've modernized that culinary approach. So you spend less time in the kitchen, less time at the grocery store, more time making memories with friends and family. You know this about me, but I don't really publicize this often. I don't cook.
Yeah, I know. You and I had that
I'm
conversation.
married into an Italian family, and I didn't grow up learning how to cook.
You offer,
I'm
sure, a lot of other
I will
wonderful,
offer to help out, and I will make a cheese board all day long. And I'm happy to make raviolis, which I'm excited to share those with you a little later. But I'm happy to make them because they're simple and easy to make, right?
Let me give you a little tip. You want to make, here's an easy hors d'oeuvre. Take this.
Yes, a baguette.
Put that on there, a piece of dried fruit or whatever, and put it in your air fryer for like a minute.
A minute.
This will be, everybody at your party will be like, that was my favorite thing.
Yes, and then when you get it out, drizzle a little bit of honey on there.
Oh my gosh.
Right? Or like a fig jam,
Yeah.
right? You can really do some fun things with this, and that's what we want you to do.
Yeah.
We want you to get it home, try, the fact that Alpine-style cheese from Sergio's, you can melt it. try, like, what do you love to put cheese on? Try it. I think it's gonna elevate the experience. It's just gonna give you that luxury Italian taste.
You know, this is gonna be good.
Go for it. I know you love Italian-inspired food, so every time I come, I'm like, I can't wait to feed Guy because he just loves it.
And you know I don't eat all day before the show.
That's
Again.
good. Right, well, that's why you stay so thin. And I also love the fact, too, that you really take pride in high-quality ingredients, and I think
So
that
everything.
that's so everything.
Listen, and if I can, when I'm long gone, if the only thing you ever get out of it is, you know what? Guy said, buy better quality. I don't care if it's a little more expensive, because you can go to your big clubs and you can find wonderful gourmet ingredients. Stuff like this, it is worth the money to pay a little bit more. All right, we just sold out in our April 7th auto ship delivery. That just sold out. And listen, you would never be able to find this selection of cheeses out in retail.
Sergio's isn't out anywhere, but here at HSN, we are bringing it to you for the very first time, which is so exciting.
I'm glad I kind of have an inside with
Yes,
Sergio.
you do have an inside.
Listen, and you know what's really great about this too is that this style of hors d'oeuvre is huge right now.
It's
all the rage.
It so is. And that's the thing, like when you have your friends and family over, this is what they want to snack on before the meal, you know, is served at the table. You know, you can feel confident in serving something that they're going to talk about every bite that they have and how delicious it really is.
Can you imagine? You're having a wonderful party. Your guests show up. You have a couple of these out, and in the kitchen, you're making lobster raviolis.
Well, that's what we do all the time at the Bucciarelli house.
Wonderful.